Hello, my name is Darren Thomas and I'm the Director of Educational Research Techniques. In this video, we're going to take a look at arithmetic sequence. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's take a look at the following example and then I'll try to pull apart what an arithmetic sequence is. Imagine you have the following terms, if you will. So I have my A of n over here, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. And then we start, the first number that comes out is going to be a 6 for whatever reason. Then it goes to 10, 14, 18, 22. Now, for those of you who have been watching the videos, you're probably pretty sure that this is very clear. This is just n plus 4. So you start with whatever your first term is. Our first term here is 6, for whatever reason, and then you add 4 to it each time going across, like so. Now there is a way, and oh, by the way, we call this an arithmetic sequence because each time is plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. Now the way to figure out how much it is increasing or even decreasing, because arithmetic sequence can also be subtraction, is the following basic formula. You have a sub n minus, that's kind of crooked, minus a sub n minus 1. That will give you the difference. So let me see if I can give you an example. Let's see here. If I take, let's say I take this term right here, so a sub 3 minus a sub 3 minus 1. That'll give me the difference. So a sub 3 is going to be 14. You can see it right here. So 14 minus, now a sub 3 minus 1 is going to give you 2. And so a sub 2 is going to be 10. And that'll give you our difference, which is positive 4. So you can see this is how you're able to figure it out in case you're stuck or if you're struggling. Let me show you an example where we're doing subtraction. It's the same thing. So when we're talking about arithmetic sequence, we're talking about addition or subtraction. When we're talking about multiplying, is geometric. And we'll talk about that later. So here's our next example. So we got our table here, our sequence table, a sub n. And so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's say we start with 3. Then we go to -1, -5, -9, -13. Well, this is pretty clear. It's n minus 4. You can see right there. And so again, if we use the same formula as last time to figure this out, instead of relying on our intuition and our experience with numbers, it's a sub n minus a sub n minus 1. That'll give you your difference. So using my third term again, because I just love that one, a sub 3 minus a sub 3 minus 1 will give me my difference. So a sub 3 is -5 minus. Alright, so here's what's happening. A sub 2 is going to be -1, like so. And that's going to give us our answer. So as you probably are already familiar, when we have these two consecutive negative numbers, they become positive basically. So -5 minus -1 is going to be like the same as -5 plus 1. And so our difference, our D, is going to be -4. And you can already see that. 3 minus 4 is -1. -1 minus -4 is -5, etc. It's very, very clear how this works out. Now, there's also a way where you can determine the general term of a sequence. So if I had to show you an example, let me go ahead and redraw this table that I made previously. And I'm going to show you how to find the general term of the sequence. And what I mean by the general term is that you can find any term by understanding this formula. So let me go ahead and write this again for you. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. And then we started with, let's see here, what did we start with? 3, -1, -5, -9, -13. Now here is the, they call it the general term of an arithmetic sequence. And so the formula is as follows. you got a sub n. A sub n equals a1 plus n minus 1 d. All right, that's how it works. So before we try to calculate like the 1/1,000,000th term, why don't we see if we can calculate the fourth term and see, because we already know the answer to the fourth term. The fourth term is -9. Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to do the fifth term. The fifth term. We're going to do the fifth term because we know the answer is -13. And then you could take that and you could extend it to find the 100th term, the 200th term, whatever. So a sub 5. Well, let me change the color here for you. A sub 5 equals a1 plus n. So what's our n going to be? Our n is going to be 5 because this is our fifth term. 5 minus 1. And we already know that our d is -4. So I'm going to put that right here in parentheses, like so. And so now let's see if we can substitute some things in here. So a sub 5 is going to be -13. So -13. A1 is 3 equals 3 plus, now 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. The -4 right here. Let me simplify some more. So -13 again equals 4 times -4 is going to be, let me write this in a different color to make it easier, -16, like so. And so now we have 3 plus -16, or we can rewrite that as 3 minus 16. 3 minus 16, and you can see that -13 equals -13. Nothing surprising there. So we know it works. And again, you can put whatever number you want in there for n and for the actual term, and you can get the answer. And so this is another way to calculate whatever value you want in terms of that particular sequence. So let me go up back and kind of wrap up what we talked about and then conclude the video. So in this video we talked about arithmetic sequences and how they work. And basically arithmetic sequences is where you are adding a particular value to each term. It's a constant, if you will. And so in this example on this screen, we added 4 each time. And the way that you can figure out exactly how much is being added or subtracted is by using this trusty formula right here. A sub n minus a sub n minus 1 will give you the d right here. And so that's how you're able to do that if you're not able to just see it clearly. Here's an example where instead of adding, we're subtracting, but the same principle applies. And then lastly, in this particular example, we learned how to calculate the general term, the nth term, if you will, of an arithmetic sequence. And so you use this formula right here at the top. This is really not that complicated compared to some other things in mathematics. Plug in your appropriate numbers, so whatever n term you want, a1 always, plus n minus 1 times d, the difference. And then you follow these steps and you're able to get whatever answer for whatever term you want. It is not that complicated per se. So I hope that this video made sense for you and you were able to understand what we talked about. My name is Derek Thomas. I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. Take care.